GSF Weekly. A big showdown in Concord as the defending CCS Open Division champions Serra Padres take on the mighty Spartans of De La Salle. Plus, the biggest game in Bay Area college football is Stanford plays host to USC. And finally, as the game of the week feature, the Pioneer Mustangs head across San Jose and up the hill to take on the War Boys of Valley Christian. Over 3,500 votes, yes, 3,500, came in for this week's game. Welcome to GSF Weekly, I'm Courtney Pons. Bay Area football in full swing. Check out some of the action our GSF crew captured over the weekend. We start things off in the South Bay, the game of the week starring Captain Kirk. Valley Christian High School rolled past the visiting team from across town, Pioneer High. Kirk Johnson, a.k.a. Kirk O'Grinds, a.k.a. the Man of Steel, was the MVP of the game, rushing for 220 yards to go along with his 4 touchdowns.
220 yards rushing on 10 carries, bro. What are you doing out there?
I mean, it's not even me. I mean, actually, that's my line, honestly. Like, that's what it is, so. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
so, Kirk, what Kirk is basically saying, he's taking the O-line in and out. Hey.
Colin Johnson, his younger brother, got the playmaker status for making some sick grabs from quarterback Michael Machado. They call themselves the War Boys, and they won big, 55-0. And to break down the rest of the big games that took place this weekend, here's GSF correspondent Edwin Wise.
Thanks, Courtney. And like you said earlier, Friday Night Lights football is in full swing. I'm going to take you up to Concord first. CCS defending Open Division champion Serra took on the #1 team in NorCal, and surprise, surprise, I'm talking about De La Salle. Trailing 13-0, the Padre Mafia cut the lead in half with this TD pass from Dimitri McCoy to Satalki Nunn, a 42-yard hookup. But De La Salle responded with 28 unanswered points, pounding 417 yards on the ground. 41-13 is the final. De La Salle will host Vine from Duncan, South Carolina in a big national matchup this Friday night. Next up, the game that I covered, Midi versus Los Gatos. Defending league champs going at it, and it was a defensive stalemate through the first quarter, but things would change in the second. Senior running back Joey Wood had himself a night, thanks in large part to a great O-line and 2 monster runs, this one for 40 yards, and the score, Los Gatos up 7-0. Later in the quarter, Wood would burst through the hole again. Nothing but real estate for the senior back. He'll take it 56 yards and all the way to the promised land. Wood would finish the night with 165 yards rushing, leading the Wildcats to a 21-13 victory in front of a packed crowd in downtown Los Gatos. And finally, St. Ignatius making the trip up north on a Saturday afternoon to take on Marin Catholic in the Battle of the Wildcats. Marin Catholic struck first with 2 airborne TD passes from quarterback Darius James Peterson. Peterson hit Johnny McLean midway through the first to take a 7-0 lead, and then another one in the second to Paul Kuntz. Peterson threw for 102 yards with those 2 first-half TDs, 14-0 MC Wildcats with the lead. But with 2:20 left in the first half, SI would put together a scoring drive led by quarterback Ryan Hagfeld. Hagfeld marched the ball by completing short passes capped off by this Rob Meager 5-yard TD to cut the lead in half. St. Ignatius would come out stronger in the second half. Brian Bowler punched it in for the tie. 14-14 in the fourth, and this was the game winner. Hagfeld to Daniel Conti. That would give SI the lead for good. 21-14 St. Ignatius. The loss snapped a 23-game home winning streak for Marin Catholic, dating back to 2010 when Encinal defeated the Wildcats in the NCS semis. And speaking of streaks being snapped, here's a quick look at the Justin Lum report from the farm, where the USC Trojans snapped Stanford's 17-game home win streak.
What Coach Stark has done for this team and got these guys believing, not only in him but in each other and all the other coaches and everyone involved in the Trojan family is unbelievable. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Felt good about Andre kicking the ball, especially in that direction. That's why I called the timeout and kicked it.
Trusting Andre to come in and pretty much do what he did last year, and he answered for us and did a great job.
Head coach Steve Sarkisian has his team on a roll. After dominating Fresno State last week 52-13, the Trojans went into the farm and battled back to take a fourth-quarter lead. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play, the Cardinals still had a chance to score before outside linebacker J.R. Tavai made the game-winning play.
He was elusive. He was a great quarterback. He did a great job of running away from me, but he couldn't run away that last play, so I'm just happy about that. I'm just overwhelmed right now, but sack fumble comes once in a while, and when you have it, you got to take it.
You can catch the full feature on GetSportsFocus.com. And before I go, big shout out to the Golden Bears. They beat Sac State 55-14 behind Marin Catholic alum Jared Goff's 4 TD passes. That matched a career high for the young QB. Cal is now 2-0 and are on bye this week, but will be back in action on September 20th as they travel to Tucson, Arizona to take on the Arizona Wildcats. That'll do it for me. I'm Edwin Wise. Back to you, Courtney.
Thank you, Edwin. And for more Get Sports Focus features, check us out online, on Facebook, and if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram right now. I'm Courtney Pons, and this is GSF Weekly.